realize how high you're getting till it's too late. I am fucked up out here.
All right, 420 break for Monday, January 2nd, 2023. Holy cow, first one of the year. And essentially, I'm not a reporter. I'm not a journalist. I just have a bunch of news stories to kind of talk shit about. Probably won't even get through them all. And I wanted to add to the 420 break, this will be the very first time, is something I've thought about bringing on in some way, shape, or form for a while, and that is the word of the day. We're at the beginning of the 420 break. We give you the word of the day, look at like the pronunciations, the origins, the usages, because that's fucking fun for me, and hopefully it could be fun for you. But by the end of the 420 break, I want to see if I can maybe, even if I remember to do it, would be impressive, but just use that word somehow with a 420 break. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to have fun. Anyway, the word of the fucking day. Epigenetic. That's my go. That's my guess.
Epigenetic.
It's pretty fucking right there. Epigenetic meanings and examples. Oh, do I click? What am I scrolling down? Am I clicking? It's not very user-friendly here, dictionary.com. All right, here we go. An adjective, noting or pertaining to the process by which the expression of genetic information is modified on a molecular level without a change to the DNA sequence. I mean, I kind of understand that in that there are a bunch of words and things that I know exist, but I don't really know what they do. All right? What is the origin of epigenetic? Epigenetic pertaining to the process by which the expression of genetic information is modified on a molecular level is a compound of epi, on, over, and genetic, why I'm using air quotes if you're watching the video, I'm not sure, which is formed from ancient Greek genesis. That's the origin source. It may be easy to assume that gene is a shortened form of genetic, but the two are only distantly related. You're like, fucking fascinating, Smitty. Way to go. Next video. For more relatives of epigenetic, compare the words of the day gens du monde, iatrogenic, and kindred. Epigenetic was first recorded in English circa 1830. There you go. And I'm pretty epigenetic. We'll see how it goes. Hey, first up on the 420 break. This is how you call it. That's what you call it, transition. Apparently, we have to deal with fucking power grid attacks. What was this, a week ago? And there's been a series of these. I'm not sure even if they're in different states, I think. Again, I'm not that informed, but I kind of know what's going on. And in Washington State, again, like a week ago, 4 power substations vandalized in Washington State. Over 14,000 people lost power. They say vandalized, but somebody set fire to at least one of the facilities. So I think that would qualify as an attack. It didn't say attack. It says vandalized. What's the difference? Apparently we have to worry about that now. And honestly, I don't know why people that wanted to... I don't want to make assumptions on who I think it is. Because if the information's out there, I haven't looked up this fucking story since a week ago. That's when I had looked up this story. So I don't know what the follow-up is on it. But people that want to do harm to the United States, I don't know why that shit doesn't happen more often. I don't want to make it sound like any way, shape, or form, hey, you should do this. Not at all. But I'm also, look, I was in the Army. One of the first, I think one of the first jobs that was offered me was a linguist, okay? Hence my fascination with, word of the day. All right, I'm really good with language, and I'm fascinated with it. There was a point that I had. But so here's where the I wonder if this is true part comes in. Because I've heard from different people when I was in the service, when I was in the Army, that a linguist, even though I turned that job down, a linguist was a stepping stone to the CIA. So I wonder what other things they saw in my psych profile. You know, if that was a thing, if that was trying to get recruited to the CIA, I don't know. I will say I not fantasize, but I think about ways like if I were a fucking terrorist or a criminal or whomever wants to fucking do damage to the United States, which I don't. Just want to get that out there. Like, that is the way to do it. You know what I mean? I think about those things. If I think about how I would commit robberies in places that, you know, I probably shouldn't even say these things out loud, but it's not a federal crime to say you fantasize about robbing and pillaging the United States. That's not true at fucking all. It's just the way my brain works, you know? But apparently we really have to fucking worry about that shit now. I think there's been a string of similar sabotage incidents across the country. So this is a benefit of reading down into the story, Smitty. Several in the Northwest, and it followed a bulletin issued last month by the United States Department of Homeland Security warning that critical infrastructure could be among the targets of possible attacks by lone offenders and small groups motivated by a range of ideological beliefs and or personal grievances. They don't fucking know either. That's what it sounds like. So anyway, yeah, you have to fucking deal with that. There's going to be a real time, man, where that shit's going to happen more and more. More people are going to lose power. Fucking this show is not going to happen anymore. If they turn off my internet, I think about that sometimes. I'm like, I'm basing my whole like journey in life off of things I can do on the internet. You know? What if that goes away? What if like power grids go boom, somebody fucking really blows it, somebody finally, because I bet there's people right now fucking wondering how the fuck they could take out some satellites. You know? How can we fucking do that? That happened. Blowjobs are definitely out of the question. Hey, next on the 420 break, meth is out of the question too. I was really trying to I read this story a little bit and really trying to get into the mindset of somebody on meth. It reminded me of like the Breaking Bad fucking scene where, spoiler alert, the chick high as fuck on meth or jonesed out for it. I don't fucking know how it works. Dropped that ATM on that guy's fucking head. You know, and then she's like, yeah, fuck it, and just sat down and started smoking meth or fucking doing whatever the fuck she was doing. It's right next to it. And I'm just like, you really kind of got to be off your fucking rocker. You know, 100%. So I really am wondering what goes through people's heads that drug does to them. I don't want to try it. But hey, if you've ever been on meth, you want to fucking comment, by all means. Let's talk about meth. An Arizona man is accused of performing a ritual to bring a dead woman back to life by stabbing her in the heart and then not telling police about the body for days. What? Stephen Joseph Anderson, 34 years old, of Mesa, Arizona, was arrested Wednesday and charged with one felony count of disorderly conduct, one felony count of mutilation of a body, and a misdemeanor count of failure to report a death. Anderson also faces a recommended charge of being a prohibited possessor of weapons because he is a convicted felon and not allowed to have the knife, according to Allied court documents. Of course not. Anyway, let's kind of fucking skip ahead. The couple went to Anderson's bedroom, allegedly took meth. Anderson allegedly told investigators that he took a shower, returned to the bedroom where she was dead. Court documents state that he tried to revive her by performing a ritual that included stabbing the woman's heart with a 5-inch knife, because of course. Like, what kind of thing does that drug do to block whatever, like, fucking common sense things are supposed to fire in your brain to say that this thing isn't fucking right? And I know meth's not necessarily the same as, like, bath salts or PCP or whatever the fuck. You know? I am high on marijuana right now. This might seem like it's totally out of left field, but I mean, it doesn't do the same thing as like meth. Why am I lowering my voice like it's a secret? The meth does something to you. It's fucking weird, man. So clearly that didn't work, and that lady's fucking dead. Anyway, next. Maybe meth heads are epigenetic. You know? It's modified on a molecular level without a change to DNA. You're just fucking dumb now for no good reason. which probably is not epigenetic, but who knows? Some Peruvians, let's take a look at this story from Christmas Day, and I thought it was fascinating. Some Peruvians get punches instead of presents as part of a regional tradition to settle scores on Christmas Day. Honestly, that's fucking brilliant, man. I am a very vocal and on the record proponent of like bringing back legal duels, like in the middle of the street. You know, I think it would wipe away so many fucking, you know, it doesn't even have to be duels to the death. You know, could be something like this. Get it out of your fucking system. You won't go shoot up a fucking school, hopefully. You know, let's do that instead. I don't like violence. Well, sometimes fucking you got to get it out of your fucking system, man. This is fantastic, and I'm really interested in like international Christmas traditions too. I think that's really kind of cool to me. But yes, if you have any scores you want to settle for Christmas, as I'm reading into the Insider.com story, you could travel to Peru for their annual fighting festival, which sees participants solve conflicts through fist fighting. Fucking A, man. I'm going to try these. I'm going to try to pronunciate these towns and parts of Peru. The festival of Takanakwi takes place in parts of the Chumbivilcas province in southern Peru on December 25th every year. In the Andes Mountains, locals gather for a day of music, dancing, drinking, and fistfights, with all grudges and ill will dealt with in one day. This is fucking brilliant, you guys. Let's do this now. The festival aims to strengthen community bonds and resolve conflicts before going into the new year. But it's violent. Yeah. Well, fucking, you know, you just go a quick fucking fist fight. You know, get it out of your system, like I said. The entire town participates, or entire towns, plural, a lot of people fucking do this, man, participate in the event, including men, women, and children. You know, some people would say that's bad, you know? What's that movie, 300? You know, where the kid's fighting as a king and he's just fucking getting brutal. And honestly, I kind of like that idea, man. What is wrong with teaching kids to fight? To, like, I know there's such a thing as, like, too much. I wonder what my friend Ryan thinks about this. And he'll just help me because he listens to this podcast. You know? What do you think if your child was just locked in Mortal Kombat? Hey, how would you like to see your child in danger? Ha 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 ha. Stupid. This is also fucking stupid. And really shares a similarity, or at least content-wise, with my old stand-up comedy 2-year career that I did and I had a lot of fun with. I decided it wasn't necessarily for me, but I thought I had some really fun bits. And one bit was just like a George Carlin-esque sort of like rant about things that people got stuck up their asses and their dick holes and their vaginas and their ears, probably, I think, was in that particular thing, where I was just listing in like phonetic, in a phonetic way, all of these different items. What I did not list, what is not, because they do this list every year. You can find it on the internet. If you just go, hey, what's the list of things people got caught in their asses this year? And they're fucking online. People keep a record. But nobody had an artillery shell lodged in his rectum. And I don't know why it's always weirder when it's an old person, especially an old man, you know? Nothing wrong with putting stuff in your butt, and that's what you like. You know what I mean? If that's what you're into, and I think I spit across and maybe have landed in the camera. I don't think so. But an 88-year-old arrived with an artillery shell into the French hospital, lodged in his rectum. Happened Saturday in Toulon, southern France. Oh, man. Look at that goddamn thing. That's gigantic. What were you thinking? What are you thinking? Parts of the hospital were evacuated after they found the World War I artillery shell partially inside them. At least didn't fucking go balls deep into that thing. Shell was about 8 inches long and 2 inches wide. They were able to safely remove the shell, and the patient was reportedly doing fine. But gonna try to top it next time, I'm sure. I wonder if he's just like, I'm 88 and I've never put anything in my butt, and I've wanted to for years, but I want a little more element of danger to it. You know? Fucking people, man. And these fucking people, I think, are my new heroes. Even though this is how you can find humor in something that you don't necessarily agree with, but you think it's kind of really original and cool and fucking goddamn brilliant. This couple, I think in Britain somewhere, they hate Last Christmas by Wham, which, yeah, I could see that. There's nothing against Wham. There's a couple songs I'm kind of guilty pleasures, like fucking Deadpool. But that song can go fuck itself straight up into outer space, and it's one of those instances of you can throw pretty much every Nickelback song in there. You can throw pretty much every fucking Shinedown song in there, especially their bullshit fucking cover of Skynyrd Simple Man. There's a lot of songs that I'm be like, I wish that song was just fucking get shot into outer space, never to be heard from again. That's a close second. This couple, Thomas and Hannah Mazzetti, have raised over $50,000 to banish Wham's Last Christmas forever. So they're raising money to buy the song rights to take it off the air forever. I don't know how well would you sue? Like, I worked at radio stations. We don't ask you fucking permission, man. Like, it's out there. I don't know if you can ban it forever. I don't know if you can sue somebody to not play your fucking song anymore. Or is that a thing? I'm sure that people have tried to do that. Maybe people who are stuck in like contractual obligations or something like that. But they came up with this brilliant idea. Said her hatred for the tune started 13 years ago, Hannah said, when she worked in a cafe in Oxford where the boss played it on repeat. This is how you fucking try to... Is that justifiable homicide? Probably not. Last Christmas, she was talking to friends about how much she hated it and how much she'd pay to never hear it again, inspiring this idea. It's a year's online fundraiser. How do I fucking pledge to this? I think I would like to, actually. They want to get rid of Wham's Last Christmas for good. And they are fucking heroes. These people are my new heroes. That is called proactive and creative. I don't know how they can force it, but I wish you well. There we go. Epigenetic. I'll never use that word again. That is your 420 break. Eat some Doritos. Chill out. Get your ass back to work.
Oh, man. I got the fucking munchies real bad. How about you?
Hey. Smoke weed every day.